wind if it's making noise. I'll try to talk loud. About 20 years ago, our old white barn was filling up with farm equipment, lawn mowers, motorcycles, dirt bikes, go-karts. So I needed more room, so we built this barn. And I want to make some very good points on the cement porches. Best idea ever. The ridge down there where you just mow over it instead of banging against it, best idea. The porches, the best idea. In fact, they were what I considered cheap compared to the cost of the barn. We put 2 porches on, and both of them are very well enjoyable. Family reunions just loved it out here. We go down here and I'll show you something we did. Not only this concrete work, we built the forms ourselves and was creative in how we did it, but we put 2 doors in. One, a little utility door here, and a larger wide garage door in front. You open these up in the summer, even if there isn't a breeze, inside on the finished concrete floor at the reunion, people could find places where there was a breeze always, and they really enjoyed it on a hot day, having a little breeze go through. So think about 2 doors in your barn for that breeze, the finished concrete in there. We have a ceiling we put in. That's when it rains, it was almost deafening on that roof. So we put a ceiling in onto the rafters. Put an attic up there with an access door up. We put Freddie, get out. We put a restroom in with a shower, a sink, and a toilet in, which was really nice for company. And for those Eastern people that like to shower after their swims in a swimming pool, they were able to shower after swimming in the pond, and they like that. The concrete floor finish was really nice. We moved our water system out from the house. I used to have to carry them stupid salt bags down the basement steps, which I have bad shoulders, and I think that's dangerous. So I put my softener system out here, a pressure tank out here. The well casing is right out here, new well we put in. And now when we bring salt home, my son, just bring your truck in, back your truck up and empty them right there. He's too proud to use the softener salt dolly. He's a strong young man. He can lift them 40-pound bags, so he doesn't need the softener salt dolly, which I really love the heck out of that. But our water system is out here in a contained area. In the wintertime, we shut off most of our lines to the sinks and everything, because one year it was freezing so bad that this barn is insulated and has panelings on it on the inside, but it doesn't have any heat in it. And so we shut most of our outside lines off and some of the inside to make sure that they don't bust again, because one year they did bust. Okay, one other thing, the last thing. I hate mowing. I think you've picked that up over the last few segments. I poured cement, I don't know, 13 inches out, 14 inches out, as a border where I don't have to trim or weed whack or spray around my barn. And there's cracks where grass is growing up, but still it beats the heck out of spraying and weed whacking and trying to maintain a good clean thing. You can see my concrete work is by an amateur, the cracks and everything, but it really helps maintain it when you put that apron, that 13-inch apron around. Again, we went concrete sidewalks here, which made nice. Used to have a rock garden here, high maintenance item, railroad ties, rocks, and I tore that all out, and we're going to go back to just grass here because my son doesn't have the energy or the time that I had when I lived here. So we put that in, so Judy and I took that out, and it was a good deal.
I was looking at you there.
So that's the barn. Again, we built it because we needed it, but it turned out to be one of the nicest buildings on the property here. We'll take you inside the gray barn, show you how we kind of finished it. Put a bathroom in here, came out really nice, and handy if you're dirty and you don't want to go in the house with your dirt. You can wash up in here. This little room here is kind of a nice finish to it. Years ago, I hated taking salt bags down the basement so bad. I dug a trench for a water line out here, 150 feet or so. I put a water heater, a softener system, and the pressure tank out here. Now, when we bring in salt, we just back the truck in and the salt's right here. No more going down the basement steps with salt bags. But we've got an attic up here where I built. It goes over that side there, over this side. Came out nice. Robert Carter was my father. He was the second generation on the farm. I'm the third. My son is the fourth. Plenty of room. You can see how doors are nice for a breeze through here. The porch is nice out there. We put batting up along the walls everywhere, and then we put OSB board over the cover of it. A little bit of work, but it went well. We put this ceiling in ourselves, my wife and two sons. Got a couple of T-frames, built a couple boards, made them T's, and we lifted gently up and used ladders to screw it in, and it came out really nice too. But just some ideas of if you want to build a nice building, this is a beautiful building for about any purpose you want. Here we've got a real space saver with steps that go up to our attic up there, and the attic's got linoleum on it for the mid strip, about 10 feet wide. The rest is blowing in insulation. And an idea on the steps up here, when you want to go on the attic, these steps are made that you can just remove them and they sit them back in. But really handy if you want to do a lot of loading in the attic. You just take them steps out, set them on the other side, and then you just do whatever you want to do up there. But you can see the steps, what a space saver it was. And really, all it took up was this little section right in here. And so that's an idea there. But this is basically the barn on the inside. And if you got young kids, this will help keep them at home. It's a nice place for entertainment that they can kind of hang out. We stored a lot of equipment in here when they were growing up, because motorcycles, go-karts, you name it, filled that other barn up. So we had to do something here, and this is what we did, just to give you an idea how to put a nice barn together. And this is how we did ours.